be honest, the biggest thing that jumped out to me was the fight at Bryant. I mean, again, for me, I'm not as familiar with some of the lower leagues and they playing at home, and I'm just used to it being neutral and not the fans and not seeing it that way. So seeing that to me, just I couldn't stop replaying this all night long. And then you got players trying to get in the crowd. Like it just stuck with me. And I know it doesn't overshadow anything. Congratulations to Brian. I actually reached out to one of their assistants and congratulated those guys. I'm happy for them, as we know it's always special when it's a one big lead, but that just jumped off to me.
Yeah, that one dude in the crowd with his shirt off looked like Sweeney a little bit, I thought. he was getting after it. He was ready to throw down.
Like that guy, man. I don't get after it like that guy.
Well, it was like, listen, like, come on, guys. I mean, you outnumber that Wagner crew by at least 50-1.
Easily.
I mean, it was just, and it took away from what was, Bryant's first ever NCAA tournament appearance. They beat the living crap in more ways than one out of Wagner. I mean, what was it 36-6 coming out of the gates?
It was bad.
Peter Kiss was
really.
And part of the thing was, let's face it, like it was embarrassing. So Wagner's fans, which are probably mostly close friends and family that went to Smithfield, Rhode Island, they're watching their team get absolutely demolished. And then Peter Kiss is just he's taunting every chance he can get, Sweeney. So, all right, RC, let me go back to you on this one. As a former player, do you just, if you turn around, have you ever been involved? Have you ever seen anything like this in any game that you played in college or pro?
Not in front of everyone. I've seen stuff in the back in the locker room and things of that nature, but I've never seen in the crowd like that. I was shocked by it. I mean, I didn't expect to see anything like that. And then you see the one player going up in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, what are you doing? Like that's never a good idea. Like, I don't know so the only thing I assumed with him, I didn't know if he was related to someone that was involved directly with the fight, and I would understand that would make you go in.
That'd be my guess.
That's the only thing I can think of was that he was related to whoever that was. That's the only excuse I can understand him going in the crowd for.
I think one thing, Jeff, like Bryant has literally never been here before, and their students didn't know how to be here before. And there were a lot of great videos of stuff. Yesterday Wagner did their shoot around, and when they were leaving, the students were lined up to get tickets, and they all like booed him out of the place. And it was like, wow, this is cool. Mid-major basketball. Like the whole campus is engaged. Like this is awesome. And the students, I mean, they showed out in a huge way. Like I can't say I watch Bryant all the time, but I probably watch them more than the average Joe. And I've never seen that gym packed like that. That was awesome. It was everything you want. And I think, unfortunately, especially when some beverages get consumed, you guys, dudes start saying things that you shouldn't say. And when you're so close to, family members of people, you're just asking for something really bad to happen. So, fortunately, it didn't escalate any further. I mean, again, it's such a tight crowd that it could have gotten really, really bad, really, really fast. But, it stinks that this is what we're talking about, and not the fact that like Peter Kiss is a bucket and that Bryant gets to go to the NCAA tournament for the first time and Jared Grosso gets to turn this thing around. Like it stinks that we're leading with this, but it is what it is. And, thankfully it seems like no one was seriously injured. No one was, could
have been a lot worse. It honestly could have been a lot worse. Cause you had a ton of students. They're drunk. You probably had close friends and family and they're completely outnumbered. And then they took the teams off the court. Luckily, it was a rout, so the game was never in doubt coming back. But what if that was a close game and you had a 20-minute delay like that? And, I don't know. I mean, again, fortunately, we weren't in that position.